Here are the top 12 rookies in Dynasty Superflex Fantasy Football Leagues. Number 1, obviously Ashton Jeantry. We knew he was the best running back going into this draft, but the landing spot could not have been much better. He gets hooked up with Coach Pete Carroll, offensive coordinator Chip Kelly. They love the run game. Also, decent offensive line in Las Vegas, and of course, Jeantry in a 3-down role. We won't need to overtalk this one. Jeantry's your number 1. Number 2, Omarion Hampton, Los Angeles Chargers. Love the long-term situation. Jim Harbaugh, the head coach, Greg Roman, never met a run play he didn't like. This team also has an outstanding offensive line. They've invested heavily in that. Justin Herbert being at quarterback is really important because defenses will struggle to overload the box on a regular basis. So Hampton should get that extra room to run that we all want. Again, a very well-coached defense, so we could see this team playing with leads. And remember, Najee Harris only on a 1-year deal, so Hampton should have everything to himself in 2026. Number 3, Cam Ward of the Tennessee Titans. Sure, Tennessee Titans not a great team right now. Coach Brian Callahan never really had a functional quarterback to work with since taking over the job. This team has invested heavily in their offensive line over the last couple of years. This gives Cam Ward a shot. Yeah, the receiving room not great. They have Calvin Ridley for now, brought in a long group of others to compete. This room will get better over time, but Cam Ward, as it goes, starting quarterback in a Superflex league, there's a lot of value with that. Number 4, Quinshon Judkins, Cleveland Browns. Look, this team has been terrible, but Coach Kevin Stefanski changed that offense when Deshaun Watson was given to him. They went to a 3-receiver set, shotgun quarterback. Well, this is going to be different. They drafted Harold Fan and another tight end. Watson's really not in the picture anymore. Expect the Browns to go back to that 2 tight end set, get that offensive line rolling downhill, run the ball, use play action. Judkins does have a 3-down skill set. Now, I know they drafted Dylan Sampson a little later in the draft. That's fine, but Judkins is the man here. Early 2nd-round draft capital. He should get the bell cow work. He is going to be an excellent player for years to come. And again, number 4 on this dynasty list. Number 5, Tet McMillan, Carolina Panthers. I am not excited about Bryce Young. For fantasy, Young did well running the ball last year, but as a passer, too many games with barely 200-yard passing, if that. Still, McMillan is one of the only clear alpha receivers in this year's class. And look, if Bryce Young doesn't cut it this year, the team will find a quarterback of the future, and McMillan is good enough to be able to thrive in a bad situation. Number 6, RJ Harvey, Denver Broncos. Harvey does lack the ideal size we want in that lead back, but he has ability, vision running, pass catching ability, big play ability. The offensive line in Denver, very good. Coach Sean Payton. Yes, this is not Alvin Kamara or RJ Harvey, but Sean Payton is very capable of weaponizing his running back. And remember, Denver had their choice of any running back they wanted in the 1st round. They passed. They waited till the late 2nd, and they seem extremely happy with Harvey. Remember also, Denver, amazing defensive team. They should play with leads. That gives Harvey every opportunity to get usage for all 4 quarters, and I am not impressed with the depth chart behind him, so Harvey should be a lock for significant touches all year long and in years going forward. If you enjoy videos like this, be sure you hit that like and subscribe buttons. Also, you can get access to all of RotoWire's fantasy football draft prep tools and articles by subscribing. We're offering 15% off any subscription. At checkout, use the code ROTO15, ROTO15. All right, back to our Dynasty Superflex rankings. Number 7, TreVeyon Henderson of the New England Patriots. Now, look, the New England Patriots, they're rebuilding that offensive line. They had the left tackle this year, at least. They'll get there eventually. And still, Ramondre Stevenson has 3 more years on that long-term contract. So Henderson at first may be in a little more of a timeshare than we want. But it won't take long for New England to realize this is a back they have to have on the field most of the time. And even though Stevenson's making a good deal of money, Henderson, with his pass-catching skills, his ability to run, he will be in there sooner than later as the lead guy. So he is a solid number 7 on this list. Number 8, let's go to Chicago. Colston Loveland as a tight end. We call him that movable chess piece. You could line him up on the outside in the slot at tight end. And Ben Johnson, the new coach, you know he worked with Sam Laporta. He's already making those comps to his new tight end, Colston Loveland. And Loveland will be weaponized in Chicago. And the beauty is, there are other receivers on the team that are going to demand defensive attention. You got DJ Moore, second-year Romo Dunze. Defenses will not have the manpower to put extra resources on Loveland. Loveland is going to come out year 1, and again, for many years, he's going to be a top tight end for the Chicago Bears and for your Dynasty team. Number 9, Tyler Warren, Indianapolis Colts. Not ideal this year. Anthony Richardson, Daniel Jones are the quarterbacks. We don't know which one will start, which one will finish. Probably not a high-volume passing game. Jonathan Taylor was running the ball 25-plus times a game down the stretch. Next year, 2026, they probably have a new quarterback. And look, Tyler Warren, very good against zone defense, and that's what the NFL plays 73% of the time. So this year may not be the best, but Tyler Warren should step in and be a very, very productive tight end, especially in those PPR leagues. Number 10, stick with the Colts here, DJ Giddens. Now, look, I know he's Jonathan Taylor added him on the depth chart. Not going to be great this year. Giddens may not get a lot of playing time. Taylor does miss time, though, so maybe Giddens get it this year. But this is your long-term ticket, 2026. Jonathan Taylor signed that big 3-year deal. Guess what expires at the end of 2025? Yes, Taylor's contract. Giddens potentially moves into the lead role next year, and there's value in that. Giddens tested extremely well, 3-down skill set. Looks like the running back of the future for the Indianapolis Colts, and it should come sooner than we think. Number 11, let's go to Pittsburgh, Kaleb Johnson. Basically, Kaleb Johnson takes over the Najee Harris role in an Arthur Smith offense. We know they're going to run the ball. We know they'll have extra tight ends to block, maybe an extra fullback on the field. They're going to be set up well to run the ball. And Kaleb Johnson, if he is an upgrade on Najee Harris, we could even see an extension on those numbers that Najee Harris got. But regardless, Kaleb Johnson is a very high floor play. Pittsburgh Steelers, you know them for their defense. They're going to play in close games. They're going to play with leads. Kaleb Johnson will very unlikely get games scripted out very often. Yes, he'll share the backfield with Jalen Warren, but that's not an issue. There's plenty to go around again in an Arthur Smith offense. Number 12, yes, I am going with Jalen Royals of the Kansas City Chiefs. He will eventually be on the field with Patrick Mahomes, and that value is insane. Jalen Royals, he tested very well. We know he's a very good downfield threat from the slot or from the outside. Hollywood Brown still there this year, probably his last year there. We know they'll retain Xavier Worthy, Rashee Rice, but the third receiver in 2026 should be Jalen Royals if it doesn't happen sooner. And if you're going to tell me Royals with this potential, with this quarterback, yeah, I am buying all day long. Don't bank on a whole lot in 2025, but Jalen Royals should be a massive contributor to your fantasy squads in 2026 and beyond.